Hey guys, Sandy here. Welcome back to my channel and welcome back to Making with the Manufacturers. Now, last week we played with Creative Memories. So after Creative Memories, let's see who we got. So that's still Creative Memories. So next we have Creative Imaginations. So I have that paper. That's the only paper from Creative Imaginations. But I also have these Daisy D papers. So Creative Imagination and Daisy D's. And I think since these are the next three papers in my stash, and I'm not, so for the Creative Imaginations, from 2004, mind you, this might be the oldest paper in my stash, I can use this. And also the two Taylor for Daisy D's, and then I will have two manufacturers that are no longer around, but they will be scrapbooked. So let's see what I can do. Okay guys, so I did go into my stash and I pulled out this kind of limey green piece of paper as well. So I have the red kind of plaid paper, I have the blue striped, and I have the kind of burnt yellow paper with the letters and numbers on it. So instead of just going ahead and squaring off this blue paper and placing it on top of the red, I decided to add some torn edges. Now, I'm a big fan of torn edges, and I accidentally put my ATG on the wrong side of this paper, and then promptly, after I get it all taken off, I get all the little glue boogies off, I decide that I wanted it that direction after all. So when I put it down here, I was like, oh, there's like a fake torn edge on here. I should tear an edge and place it on top of here and make, cover up the sky and then give myself a torn edge because I like how this looks. So I give myself a torn edge with that green and I place it across the entire layout. So this spans the entire horizontal line of the layout. I am going to trim down these 4x6 photos down to 3x6. And that is because I did not want to span them across the entire 12 inches of the page. I'm not cutting off anything that you're not going to see on another layout, because let's face it, for some reason, Millennium Falcon and Rise of the Resistance layouts, I just scrapbook the heck out of them, and I scrapbook it over and over and over again. So even if I cut off something important, 99.95% chance it'll be in another photo on another layout because I scrapbook it so much. It's fine. So I am going to put them down over I call this burnt yellow. I don't know if it's really a burnt yellow. It's kind of a golden yellow, but I do put it down my three photos, and I do leave a gap. I don't put the photos together. I want them to be separate because they are different moments in time in Rise of the Resistance. Now, I do have this Simple Stories tag that I cut out of a 12x12 piece of paper. And it says safe travels on it. And my idea is to make it say not so safe travels because, you're on a ship and you get boarded by Kylo Ren. Like there's a whole thing, right? So there's a whole thing. So I do decide to add in a second tag. Now I did pull out my 49 and market die cuts in the blue, teal, and green because I figured that this green would be a good match for that green that I added in. Now this green that I added in, I actually keep it in with my cardstock, and that might seem funky because I don't really see it as a pattern paper. I see it more as a solid. And it isn't like these Daisy D's papers, the blue and the red, that is a pattern that reads as a solid. The green paper, it's from a company called Fiber Scraps, and they did go out of business a while ago. When they went out of business, I bought a bunch of these papers, and I also bought some mixed media products. The mixed media products have since turned colors and been ditched, but these papers, they just kind of look like green watercolor paper to me. There are other colors, but this one is like that green watercolor paper. It reads as a solid to me, so it is in with my cardstock. And like I said, you might not have that at all because this is a thin paper and it's with cardstock, and you might be like, Sandy, you're a maniac, and that's fine. You could totally think I'm a maniac. It's fine. So now I am going to fix up this cluster over here. So I'm using the blue and the green over here just to give it a little bit of decoration. Now it says over on my tag cluster, safe travels, happiness, it's all good. So I am going to grab some tile letter stickers, and I am going to place it over top of the suitcases here. So it says not so safe travels. And then I am also going to add on the word but, not B-U-T-T, but B-U-T, happiness. So not so safe travels, but happiness. And then underneath, it's all good. So it is kind of a long, convoluted title that is not entirely grammatically correct, but I like it, and it's my layout, and that is what matters. Up at the top here, I'm going to bring that khaki color up yet again, so it will say fun, and it is F-U-N. There we go. So now I have the khaki in both corners of the layout. So now I have my photos, I have my papers that I want it to get onto the page. Oh, and fun fact, that torn paper that I covered up with the green was a Creative Memories paper, so I am using the rest of that sheet of paper from last week's making with the manufacturers. Now I do grab my silver and white twine here, and I'm going to go ahead and cut 2 bows, and I am going to put them on my tags with a little bit of Nuvo Deluxe adhesive. You guys know I abhor naked tag holes, which hasn't always been a thing in my scrappy life, but it has been a more recent development, I would say, in the past couple years at least. So I go ahead and get those bows on the tags, and then I am going to add Rise of the Resistance in that green tag over there on the left-hand photo. And then afterwards, I do add the date of September 2020 underneath of fun, but that's not on camera. I grab my favorite silver stars from Hobby Lobby and mix them around the page so that it's a Star Wars layout, so I kind of feel like it's got to have some stars on it. There is that Rise of the Resistance, and then like I said, afterwards I add the date there. So thank you so much for watching, you guys. Let me know in the comments below if you have any Creative Imaginations paper or Daisy D's left in your stash and how old it is. So mine was 2004, so that's pretty old paper. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you guys again real soon for another video.